Today I was reflecting on some of the comments that I've had, and I started to think about the way I felt before I went into the forest, or before I isolated. About the shame. I felt immense shame, and the shame was very deep inside of me, and it was the shame of not being the person I thought I should have been, the shame of not keeping my word and breaking my promise, the shame of being drunk all the time, the shame of not having somewhere to live, and above all, I think just the way I presented, because it wasn't every day that I could have a shower or be clean. And some time ago, I was asked to write a prelogue for a book. And so the opening lines that I wrote were, most Australians find it hard to look at a homeless person. They prefer to stare straight ahead and pretend that the hungry, damaged and lonely human being in their peripheral vision simply doesn't exist. Apparently, it's just easier that way. If refusing to even make eye contact is hardwired into the masses, then talking to them and listening to their stories is out of the question. And I started to reflect on that. And then I remembered when I came out of the forest and I wanted to heal. I hadn't actually started to heal. I understood a little bit about what I needed to do. But one of the things I realised is that for most of my life, I hadn't been able to look people in the eye, just straight look people in the eye. I know some cultures don't do that and it's inappropriate, but in Australia, that's what we do. And I knew what the ground looked like. I found lots of coins on the ground when I was walking around, found some tobacco once, that made me happy. Not that I smoke these days, but so I always knew what the ground looked like, but I hadn't seen an horizon for many, many years. And then as I started to think about how to get well and what I needed to do to get well, I remembered something, an old cliche, and I think there was a song about it as well, and it was, hold your head high, look the world right in the eye. And I started to think about that, and I walked around thinking, I used it as a mantra for a while. Hold your head high, look the world right in the eye. And I did that, and over time, I noticed that I stopped looking at the ground, and I started to see different things around me, and I started to see people. And I got a little bit excited sometimes, and I would get up early in the morning. I'd wake up early in the morning and have a look at the sunrise, and that helped me feel really nice, really good. Watching the sunrise gave me a really good start to the day. And I still felt a lot of different emotions, inadequate, fearful, but I was starting to think that if I kept going, if I kept doing this, if I kept giving myself these affirmations, maybe, just maybe, I could start to feel a little bit better. And I'll say that the shame stayed with me for a long time, but not as bad. Little bit by little bit, it diminished. And today, I don't have a problem looking people in the eye, and I don't have a problem seeing people today.